News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity.
Hello and welcome to News Hour on Unity TV. Today is Thursday, 20th of March 2023 and it's equivalent to 29th of Ramadan 1444 after Hijrah. The headlines. Tinubu Fintiri seek police inquest into Adama polls. Federal government declares April 21-24 as public holidays to mark Eid al-Fitr celebration. And on the foreign scene, dozens die in Ramadan crush in Yemen's capital, Suna. In sports, Haaland scores and misses penalty as Man City reach Champions League semi-finals. And those were the headlines. And for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. President-elect Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday asked the police to investigate the controversy that trailed the Adamawa State governorship rerun, urging aggrieved candidates to pursue legitimate means of addressing their grievances. Tinubu gave the charge in a post-election assessment statement he personally signed yesterday, as Adamawa State Governor-elect Umaru Fintiri supported moves to prosecute the alleged perpetrators of what he described as the criminality behind the drama that played out at the governorship rerun. This is even as the federal government yesterday said President Muhammadu Buhari did not intervene in the governorship drama in Adamawa State because the matter was within the purview of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to handle. Also, Fintiri, who collected his certificate of return alongside other elected candidates yesterday, insisted that those who try to undermine the electoral process in Adamawa must be prosecuted. The INEC declared Fintiri, the People's Democratic Party PDP candidate, winner on Tuesday amid political intrigue that saw his closest rival, Senator Aishatu Binani, Dahiru of the APC, being declared the winner on Sunday while coalition was still underway. The federal government has declared Friday and Monday as public holiday to mark this year's Eid al-Fitr celebration. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, made the declaration on behalf of the federal government as he congratulated all Muslims for the successful completion of the holy month of Ramadan. The minister urged all Muslims to imbibe and practice the virtues of kindness, love, tolerance, peace, self-denial, sacrifice and good neighborliness as exemplified by the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. According to Aregbesola, President Muhammadu Buhari was fully committed to peaceful transition of government following successful elections. He added that government was also committed to the provision of security for the life and property of every citizen and foreigners in the country. The Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai on Wednesday warned that bandits could not take advantage of the transition period to launch bloody attacks in the country. He therefore advised that security operations against bandits should be increased in the remaining days of the current administration and beyond. El-Rufai spoke during the presentation of a security report by the Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruan, at the Sir Kashim Ibrahim Government House, Kaduna, the state capital, on Wednesday. The review 2022 annual and first quarter 2023 security reports indicated that 1,266 and 4,973 persons were killed and kidnapped respectively in 15 months. The tenure of President Muhammadu Buhari and 17 governors will come to an end in less than 40 days. The House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee investigating alleged loss of over $2.4 billion in revenue from illegal sale of 48 million barrels of crude oil in 2015 has lamented that the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, are not cooperating with the committee. This is as the committee has again summoned Malami and Ahmed to appear before the committee with necessary documents and information that will help in its assignments. Speaking at the resumed hearing on Wednesday, Chairman of the committee, Mark Bila, said the committee was not getting the needed cooperation from Malami and Ahmed despite series of correspondence sent to them. Bila said the committee and the House of Representatives might be forced to invoke their legislative powers to compel the DOE and other invited parties to make appearance should they fail to cooperate. And on the foreign scene, at least 78 people have been killed in a crash at a school in the Yemeni capital Suna during a distribution of charity for Ramadan, officials say. Video footage on social media shows chaotic scenes after the incident in the Bab al-Yemen area of the city. Reuters news agency reports that hundreds of people crowded in the school to receive donations, which amounted to about $9 per person. Houthi rebels have run the city since they drove out the government in 2015. Those responsible for the distribution have been detained and an investigation is underway. The Interior Ministry said. A spokesman for the ministry blamed the crash on the random distribution of funds without coordination with local officials. Many people were also injured, with 13 in a critical situation, a health official in Suna said. The Associated Press news agency quotes 2 eyewitnesses who said Houthi fighters had fired into the air in an attempt at crowd control, apparently striking an electrical wire, which resulted in an explosion. This caused panic that led to the crash, they added. The event happened during the final days of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, which is marked by a period of fasting. Yemen has been devastated by the conflict that escalated in 2015 when the Houthis seized control of large parts of the west of the country. And in sports, Erling Haaland scored his 48th goal of the season as Manchester City beat Bayern Munich 4-1 on aggregate to set up another Champions League semi-final showdown with Real Madrid. Holding a commanding 3-0 lead from the first leg, City weathered an early storm in Germany before Haaland's composed finish in the 57th minute effectively confirmed his side's place in the last four for a third year in a row. The Norwegian could have opened the scoring earlier had he not blazed a first-half penalty over the bar, and despite Joshua Kimmich making it 1-1 on the night with a late spot kick 83, it was a case of mission accomplished for Pep Guardiola's team. Meanwhile, Inter Milan secured a historic Champions League semi-final with arch-rivals AC Milan despite being held by Benfica at an ecstatic San Siro. And with the sport news, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at TUNTBE Radio FM TV respectively. You can also watch us live on our satellite decoder, NiComSat, which has been watched in about 38 countries of the world free. You can follow and engage with us on our YouTube channel at Unity FM TV. I am Rukayet Sani Ibrahim. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs. Do have yourself a lovely day.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Unity.